Have you ever been reading English and just stumbled over the letter CH? Sometimes they sound one way, and then the next word, it's totally different. It feels kind of random and confusing, right? Well, what if I told you it's not random at all? There's a hidden system, a secret code, and today we are going to crack it. I mean, just listen to these three words: church, chef, chorus. You've got a ch sound, a sh sound, and then a hard k sound. Three totally different pronunciations, but they all come from the exact same two letters. So what's going on here, and how are you supposed to know which sound to use? Well, the answer, and this is the really cool part, has almost nothing to do with modern spelling rules. The secret is actually like a linguistic time capsule. Each one of those sounds is an echo from the past, a little clue that tells you where in the world that word originally came from. So come on, let's become language detectives. Okay, our first clue takes us to the most common sound, the one you probably think of first when you see CH. This is the native sound of English. It's been with the language forever, all the way back to its earliest Anglo-Saxon roots.
This is that ch sound. You know it from words like cheese or watch. That sharp, distinct sound is pretty much the bedrock of the English ch. It's our home base.
And you hear this sound everywhere, in all our core vocabulary. Words like church, children, chocolate, teacher, lunch, match, choose. These are just everyday foundational words, right? So here's your first rule of thumb. If a word feels deeply English and pretty straightforward, chances are its ch is pronounced ch. All right. Our second sound is a bit more, let's say, sophisticated. This clue comes to us from France. See, hundreds of years ago, French became the language of the English court, and it brought a whole new vocabulary with it, especially for things like food, fashion, and high culture. And when English adopted all these new fancy words, it also adopted their pronunciation. So CH takes on this soft sh sound, kind of like in shy or machine. English speakers basically heard it and thought, ooh, that sounds nice, let's keep it. Just listen to these words that came over: chef, machine, brochure, champagne, chivalry, mustache, parachute. You can hear it, can't you? That elegant sh sound is a direct import from France. It's a historical marker that you can literally hear in the word. Okay, on to our third and final rule. This one comes to us from way further back in time. It's an echo from ancient Greece. We're talking about words that often deal with science, philosophy, art, and medicine. Fields where Greek thought really laid the foundation for the Western world. In these words, ch is pronounced with a hard K sound, like in key or school. Now, these words often came into English through Latin, which held on to that classical Greek k sound, and English just carried that tradition right on forward. Listen to these examples: chemistry, chorus, character, architect, echo, stomach, orchestra. They all have that hard k sound. You see the pattern, right? These are technical, academic, and scientific words. Their sound is a little tribute to their classical roots. So let's just put two of them side by side for a second. You have church, a core Old Anglo-Saxon word, which gets the native ch sound. Then you have chorus, a word that comes to us from Greek drama, and it gets that classical k sound. It's the exact same spelling, but their histories send them down completely different paths when it comes to pronunciation. All right, you've all been fantastic language detectives. So now it's time to collect all our findings. Let's put everything we've figured out into one simple, powerful cheat sheet. So it really all comes down to this. If you can guess a word's origin, you can pretty much nail its pronunciation. Native English words get that ch sound like church, French imports get the soft sh sound like chef, and words that come from Greek get the hard k sounds like chorus. It's not a spelling rule at all, it's a history rule. And really, that's what this is all about. What feels like a frustrating, inconsistent rule is actually a beautiful feature. The English language is like a living museum of history. These so-called quirks aren't mistakes. They are literally the fingerprints left behind by every single culture that has touched and shaped the language over thousands of years. So the next time you're stuck on how to say something, don't just look in a dictionary. Think like a historian. And that leaves us with one final thought. What other strange English spellings do you know that might be hiding a secret story of their own? Something to think about.